I focus on making mobile apps, but more specifically, the problem I'd like to solve is that often learning to code, learning to program, is introduced to people in a fairly dry, boring manner. So proposed here is a solution, is e-learning product that helps specifically younger people to, or anyone of any age, but to introduce people to programming by bringing the fun back into it. So it's an e-learning solution that focuses on bringing the fun. So that includes making graphics. So you might think, this is a coding solution, but to me, it's and I find like to a lot of younger people as well, the creativity needs to be graphical. It's like often code when it's just code, it's just text, and so if you can create graphics and so on. So this is just an example, a real-time example of creating some graphics that are going into a game. And in fact, I couldn't come yesterday because I was looking after my kids, and my son was like, what are you doing? What's all that rubbish text you're doing? And so we sat down and it was like, what do you want to do in a game? His favourite games, it's like a platformer sort of thing, and where a gorilla collects bananas. And I was like, okay, well, what can we change it to? He's like, well, let's make a strawberry. So we drew a strawberry really fast, and we exported it out. And then you can see here, so this is using Lua to make a mobile app. So we're just pasting in, just copying and pasting. So just setting up a few variables there to include the graphic, and so it's all about doing it fast, making it quick wins basically for kids who are interested in coding, and again, it's taking all that dry sort of boring kind of thing. You look at code and you're like, oh, what's going on here? So it's obviously this would have actually audio in the thing and not quite as fast, but it's again it's just making games, making simple games, mobile apps, just sort of bringing the fun back into doing things and quick wins. So you can see here it's about to come up in the simulator, and so switch device. I'm using Corona SDK here, so it's kind of good. So the strawberry came in there, and I think it'll be back in a moment. Actually, I made a quick error, so go back and fix it up. And again, though, it's basically trying to take a boring activity like coding. Well, personally, I find coding fun, kind of, but only through making things like games like this. And so there's the strawberry. So the physics is tipped it on its side and so on. So, but the idea is, in 3 minutes here, like we've sort of quickly, we've added that little strawberry, and that's it. So, it's kind of quick wins for kids learning to program. So thanks.
So there's 700 lines of code in that example that we have.
Yeah.
How much of that has to be, for someone starting, how much of that has to be written, and how much is already pre-packaged?
Sure. So I go for full projects, like start to finish, just start with a blank document and go from the start. So, and try and keep it about 300 lines, perhaps a 3-hour series, but broken down into 3 to 5 minute videos. Each one, establish 10 lines, 15 lines. So, and eventually you get the 300 lines or so. But and try just achieve as much as you can per line of code, rather than have rather than set up huge frameworks, extensible things. It's all about the quick win.
And what's the smallest amount of code to get started?
Done, what did we do? Code tic-tac-toe, I think, in 22 lines, I think. So, so pretty small, yeah.
What were you using for code?
So that was Lua through Corona SDK. Python's really good too for learning to program. So, that one compiles to both Android and iPhone, which is pretty good.
There's a fair bit of maths in there as well, the geometry.
There is the whole Cartesian coordinate system that you have to be familiar with. But I personally, I think it's a great way to do it, actually. I wish, if I'd seen that when I was in year 9 and went to go learn trigonometry, suddenly it would have made sense. It wouldn't have just been triangles and learning stuff for nothing. So hopefully you can get in before that and kids can see it and go, oh, cool, I already know the Cartesian coordinate system because I've seen it when I was programming.
We'll wrap up there. Thanks very much.